I told you very well that I'm going to do a video where I'm going to extensively analyze on why Mount Kenya leaders were missing in action from the Raila Ruto merging or the ODM merging that took place at KICC. Before I take you through, please, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mokwa. Let me dive into the topic today. Now, first of all, you have to admit that there are a lot of political activities taking place in the mountain region, and even the merger between Raila Odinga and William Ruto is informed by the political activities of Mount Kenya. We all know that Mount Kenya gave William Ruto 47% of the votes. The moment William Ruto decided to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, the 47% probably went away with Gachagua. And we've seen serious antagonism from Mount Kenya and serious alignments from Gachagua. And seriously, Gachagua, whenever he speaks, it destroys William Ruto. So the fact remains that there's serious animosity between Mount Kenya and William Ruto. We cannot deny that. And William Ruto is seriously disturbed about the Mount Kenya developments. So therefore, as we speak today, it's not a surprise that there is a problem that resulted to members of parliament or even having governors attending this show or this event at KICC. But now, just not to assume, let me take you directly to my first reason as to why I feel that William Ruto did not have the governors, most of the governors from Mount Kenya, all leaders from Mount Kenya region. Number one in my list, it is simply because of Gachagua effect. You have to agree that Gachagua has made it unbearable for anybody who dines with President William Ruto. If you are an MP, you work with President William Ruto, the ground as you speak right now in Mount Kenya, it's against you completely because first, Gachagua makes you look like you are the traitor. Secondly, whatever he says destroys you. Thirdly, most of the people who are close to President William Ruto are assumed to have been the one who orchestrated the plan to get Rigathi Gachagua out of office. So, for the fear of losing their jobs or antagonism within their constituencies, these people have to keep off President William Ruto. And basically that is what's happening. We saw recently in Murang'a where literally we had Irungu Kangata defending himself from a lady who seriously told him that you have to put it very clear whether you are William Ruto or you are with the people of Mount Kenya. So Mount Kenya has already shifted. And therefore, whoever who is seen with President William Ruto and Raila Odinga appears to be a traitor. So to save their jobs, these people have to ensure that they keep off William Ruto and Raila event. Now, another reason I feel strong here, it's of course lack of what you call mutation. Lack of? The other reason also I feel strongly, it is because of lack of invitation. There's a clear indication that probably they did not see it important to invite these governors or even invite any MCAs or even invite any leader that is powerful from the Mount Kenya region, because this was basically an affair between ODM and UDA, and ODM is not anywhere in Mount Kenya. So they felt probably the best thing to do, it is to have just those people who matter in this coalition. And that's how Mount Kenya members, particularly the leaders, found themselves out of this event today. So it could have been deliberate not to invite them. And therefore, Mount Kenya leaders couldn't have just shown up there. But I know very well it was informed because of the ground. Another thing that we have to say here is because of lack of a party. The merge between Raila Odinga or ODM and UDA, it was involving two parties. ODM, UDA, the biggest parties in the country as we speak. Now, when Mount Kenya leaders could have come on board, through which party? Not known. So lack of a party was one of the reasons that's why they could not go there. Because when you go as a party to witness other parties have a coalition, the fact remains that there could be some sign of authority as well, because you have numbers. But now they did not have a party. So they could have gone there, but still feel inferior because they did not have a party to do just what ODM was doing. So in a nutshell, they could not just attend because they didn't have a party. Now, another reason I feel here strongly, it's because of the ground. Apart from the leaders who are led by Gachagua, being against President William Ruto's governance, many people in Mount Kenya hate William Ruto right now, not just in Mount Kenya, across the country, because of abductions and killings. because of the high cost of living, because of the poor employment, and because of course, impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So the ground has been very seriously against President William Ruto, and therefore whoever makes a step to President William Ruto always asks himself one question: what am I going to tell the ground I'm going to do in State House? I'm going to do in KICC? I'm going to do at President William Ruto's and Raila event? So such kind of questions, for them not to get them on their way, they had to keep off completely what is happening. Because if they go against the ground in 2027, probably they are going home. Home and home completely. Because it's not the first time in Mount Kenya people are flushed out of government. It can happen again. So another thing I feel strong that made Mount Kenya people not to go there, it's because of abductions and killings. To associate with William Ruto, first of all, it's not easy. You must think of so many things. If you want to know that it's not easy, ask Raila Amolo Odinga. Imagine he lost his seat because of associating with William Ruto. There you see it. He lost the favor of the people because of associating himself with William Ruto. Why? Abductions and killings are very painful things in front of a parent. In Mount Kenya, it was one of the most affected areas because we had a young boy by the name Billy Mwangi who was abducted, went ahead, tortured, and then returned back to his parents. It took almost 2 weeks. And all this time, people were crying, parents were crying, the father literally crying in parliament, in court, crying on media, asking for his son to come home. When all this was happening, other parents of Mount Kenya were watching from a distance. This is really happening? Ruto doing that? So generally, it was summed up that William Ruto is seriously dealing with their sons against the rule of law. So these abductions make them cry, make them hate Ruto. So therefore, you realize that when leaders associate with William Ruto, you'll be asked, are you also part of the abductions? Or maybe, why do you go with an abductor? Another thing I have to say is this. Killings are irreplaceable by any other pain. The most painful experience, it is killing somebody, someone dying. We know very well that youths were killed on 25th June 2024. And we have to accept it here that some of them were from Mount Kenya. We had one who was buried in Nakuru, and one was buried in Kiambu, and many other parts of this country, simply because they were shot by a police officer. So in such a scenario, can people forget that people were killed? It will go to the books of history that during President William Ruto's time, when the youths came to the street to demand proper governance, they got killed. Some of them got shot straight in their heads. Some of them disappeared till date. Some of them, even kids in Githurai, were shot almost 8 times at the back with rubber bullets, others with straight bullets. That showed very well that the history about killings, the history about going against the constitution, curtailing the rights of the Kenyan people, remains connected to President William Ruto's side. So when you realize that leaders of Mount Kenya avoid it, they know that they get a lot of scrutiny from the Mount Kenya people. They scrutinize them during elections. And Rigathi Gachagua is likely to point out that this guy was with William Ruto at a certain time. And as a result, you'll get kicked out of the government. And basically, that's why I feel strongly that President William Ruto could not get Mount Kenya people coming to his side. I don't know what is your take as far as this analysis is concerned. But ladies and gentlemen, let me see kindly in the comment section what you think. But before in this video, I want to thank you all for those who keep supporting my channel. I get very insightful comments at the comment section, and I also get very serious support through my number that I always put here. And I want to thank you so much for you guys for coming through for me. See you next time for more videos, because that is the best support I can always get from you that will enable me move forward. See you next time for more videos.